Feinting is one of the most underrated and forgotten types of mechanics, and in this video I'm going to teach you guys how to effectively utilize it to win more fights. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 6k by the end of the month. Let's get right into it. So let's get right into it. Very first thing I want to go over is how to actually feint. So the way you feint is by pressing right click while you're using a move. There's specific moves that allow you to feint. The main three ones that I'm going to go over in this video is flower passes, Specterstep, and your M1. I know there's other moves like ghost cleave that also let you feint. However, I don't think ghost cleave is a match for this video just because I can't really teach you how to land it more. It kind of just depends on the person you're fighting, but the other three I can teach you how to use more effectively, and this will help you land more combos. Very first thing I want to go over is why you should not feint, just to make sure you guys don't make any mistakes. So let's get right into that section. Feinting is incredibly useful for combo starting / extending. However, that doesn't mean you're guaranteed a combo every time you feint. Your opponent is also able to predict / punish you. So like, for example, if I feint, they're able to use a move and then they get my combo. And even then, type soul players also kind of have a bad habit, or like a good habit, of where they just hold sometimes. Like, it works, I'm not gonna lie, but it makes feinting kind of less viable because they're able to just dash out of your feints. In the next section, I'm going to teach you how to kind of avoid this, or how to deal against people that do this. But before I wrap this one up, I do want to stretch one major thing. Overfeint, as you can pretty much become a very predictable target against your opponent. Like, this is something that's happened to me as well, where if I'm fighting somebody really sweaty, they're able to catch on to the fact that I feint a lot and they're able to punch me for it. So try and be somewhat unpredictable with it, and also do not feint with Hakata because your opponent's straight up just able to roll out of all of your Hakata moves. So Hakata is like the worst skill tree for this. With Kendo and Speed, those two are probably the best. Keto, it's mid on. Like, honestly, I don't think you're going to even be feinting with Keto due to the fact that it doesn't have any moves that are feintable. And your M1s, like, let's be real, no Keto user M1s. So, yeah, anyways, let's move on to the next section. The amount of people I see not feinting flower passes actually pisses me off so much, because like, normal flower passes, the second part is the easiest thing in the entire game to parry. I know it's a guard break, but realistically, I have never in my life seen anybody not parry the second part. Always feint flower passage, and let me put you guys onto an overpowered combo. The downside of this combo is pretty much everybody spams it, so most people will expect it. However, at the same time, if you land the whole thing, it'll do like half their HP. So let's get right into it. Flower passage, you feint it into rising swallow, then go into Sonata flow, vertical down, split gate, and finish it off with horizon core. Super basic. However, if you get that combo down, you will end up at the very least becoming a 100k Kendo player. Like, honestly, this combo is so good. The main thing I would recommend trying to get down is rising swallow into Sonata flow, and make sure you can always land that. That should be semi-true, I'm pretty sure. Maybe they can get out of it, but I don't think they can. And vertical down afterwards is more of a skill thing. Sometimes they'll be able to dodge out of it, sometimes they won't. Wrap this up, let me get into the final combo I want to share with you guys. This one is one that most people I don't think would expect. So feint flower passage into Sonata flow, and then you want to try and land rising swallow. This is the hard part because sometimes they will be able to dodge out of it. In rising swallow, you want to eviscerate into vertical down, and then you can just horizon core. I wouldn't split gate unless you think you have the time, but basically this combo should also do close to half their HP. It's a lot easier to land as long as you hit Sonata into rising. After that, it's super easy to land. Really good combo that I would also recommend practicing. Let's move on to the next section. Boys, now we're on to the Specterstep section, and this is one of my favorite moves, and I honestly crush on this because of how versatile the move is. So one thing I want to say is most people argue against Specterstep due to the fact that you can punish it through hyper armor moves. That is true, but a lot of the times if you time it properly, they just aren't able to do that, just because there isn't like a whole lot of hyper armor moves that are actually able to punish this, right? Like, for example, waterfall dance, just wait till they have that move on cooldown. Or another thing that I would highly recommend doing is to time your feints properly, and you can actually end up canceling their hyper armor moves. Another positive of Specterstep is once you land it and you right click to feint, right, obviously you can use just about whatever you want immediately after. So one thing I like to do is my Odachi crit or fast bang. You can also land waterfall dance. Like, honestly speaking, I don't even think I need to show any screenshot examples like last time. Like, this is so self-explanatory and simple to use, it's crazy. Like, honestly speaking, I don't know why most people do not spam Specterstep. The only real downside, I'm not gonna lie, that Specterstep really has is the fact that it is pretty ping reliant. If you don't have good ping, there is a very good chance people will be able to escape your combos or punish you a lot more easy. It's probably why one of the reasons that I am able to crush on it so much is because I do play on like 40 ping, I can't lie. So like if you are averaging 120 ping, Specterstep may be a bit harder for you to use. However, nonetheless, I still recommend grabbing it in case somebody just decides to play super passive. Like maybe don't have it on one of your higher keybinds. Like for example, I have it on 3 because I want to press it a lot. If you aren't going to use it as much, just put it to the back. But the combos for this are super simple. Like I'm not even gonna lie, like pop Specterstep, pop Odachi crit, and then pop fast bang. Like literally that simple. I'm not even gonna lie, like this move is literally just press 1 2 3 4 and you win. I don't know why people call it bad. Like if you are fighting sweaty players, they are also going to be able to parry it, I can't lie. But I have yet to meet anybody, even in like super high elo, that's able to consistently parry this move. So yeah, overall, really good move. Next section. Feinting is such an underrated feature. If I'm being completely honest though, it's not as crazy slash needed to be used as the others, like Specterstep and Flower Passage, but if you use it right, you will 100% be able to see some improvement in your rank games. The very first thing I want to start off by addressing is how you actually use it. Type Soul obviously isn't an M1 based combat game, so I'd recommend landing a different combo starter. Example of a combo that I like to spam a lot, so Specterstep, usually they're going to be blocking during the Specterstep, so I like to feint my Specterstep, then they're going to normal dash away, so not a flash step because I hit their block, right? And then I M1 feint to bait that out, and then I hit them with my fast fang. Usually this works, but the main issue is you do need to have good ping. To put this into perspective, if you're averaging like 100 to 120 ping while your opponent is like 60 to 80, you're not going to land this, they're just going to dash out of it. What I usually average for ranked is 40 to 60 ping, and in ganks I average like 80 to 120 ping. So with that ping, I'm able to consistently land this, though I would make sure that you're using this moderately and trying to be as unpredictable as you can, because once they start figuring it out, they'll just obviously dodge out of it. So part of it is about mind games as well, right? But another thing I want to go over when it comes to M1 feinting is the main time you should be using M1 feints. As I said before, try and be unpredictable with it, but the only time where you should be just straight up spamming them is in M1 trades where you're both low Ryasu and his endgame. So like in this situation, except the guy I'm fighting is kind of just running away, but like let's say we were both engaging and we're both trying to actually M1 trade, what I would highly recommend doing is delaying your M1s and M1 feinting in this situation in order to get your Ryasu and spam your moves, because at the end of the day, Type Soul is a move combat based game. It's a good PvP system in my opinion, at least, right? So like I'm not trying to hate on it, but if you do want to win, you got to use your moves. Like using M1s is not going to help you win. So feinting kind of reflects that as well. Like feinting your moves is a lot more effective than feinting your M1s. Doesn't mean M1s and M1 feinting is useless, but I would definitely recommend prioritizing using your moves and using your M1 slash M1 feints in order to catapult you into landing more moves, if that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, comment them below. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.